All digital illusions of wealth are vulnerable. Truer words never spoken by JM Unleashed on this video right here about Trump's emergency bank meeting here. And I'm about to respond to that right now. It is Sunday night, and we are live and in effect just before the markets open up. Actually, they've opened up, but it takes about 2 minutes to propagate over on Kitco's website, and we're going to get into that in just a moment here to see what that looks like. Yes, indeed. Hold on a second here and get everything straightened out and see what's happening here. All right, let's see here. Get everything moving here. There we go. All right, let's see. Boy, lots of get everything moving. I only need 2 monitors. This is crazy, but anyways, here we go. Get over to this. What happened here? This is what we need to do. Move this thing here. There we go. All right. Now, there it is. So the markets have opened up, as I predicted, down. Man, down big time. Wow. Bigly down, as Trump would say. And just as I suspected would happen in my video that I posted this afternoon, crazy, crazy. Look at that. Gold down $77.40. This is a special Sunday night market watch indeed. And gold is down 1.63% out of the gate. Silver down 3.29%. Wow. $73.52 for silver tonight. Platinum is down 2.4%, down $49. And palladium is down $28 right now. Look at that. And that's because the straits are closed, not by Iran, but by the United States of America. Look at that. Crazy. Wow. So we'll see how this plays out. This is some big news, though, for geopolitically, and you can tell just how much that has an impact for sure. And good to see you guys. Welcome. We got Rocky Superstars here. Check him out after this broadcast is over. He does a live stream as well. Michael K is here. Good to see you, Michael. Brian Marr. We got, I think James Unleashed is here with us as well. And let's take a look at what oil is doing right now. Oil is, at least right now, I think it opens up later with the trading for the oil futures market. It's still down 2.26%. That's not going to last long. But gold and silver down bigly. That's a big time. And dollar index not showing any trades right now either. So, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. Now, as is usually the case, usually there's a radical movement right out the outset, and then it just kind of normalizes. And that's kind of what's happening right now. Silver's still down a lot, but it's down 2.85% as opposed to 3% plus. But there we go. Grumpy Grandpa is exactly right. Down, down, down. Yes, indeed. Down we go. Well, we're in pre-market trading, Bozo. So none of the markets. Well, New Zealand is showing open. Last week they were on because I guess it was Easter Monday. So New Zealand is the only market that's open right now, and the volume of trades we can see here we have gapped down tonight, and we're going to see that show here momentarily, but we're not showing that gap down yet. But it is down. Now over 3% at this moment in time. And thank you, Grumpy Grandpa. Appreciate that. Appreciate the super chat there. We got Zardoz is with us here tonight. Good to see you. All right. As I slurp my way through this broadcast. So look at that. So these numbers are popping out. Kind of what I expected would happen. They are down pretty big here tonight. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to come back to that. But this is a special broadcast, as I mentioned in my video, so I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to watch and see what happens through the evening to see just how low the numbers will go, or if there'll be a recovery. You never know. But there we go. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got Datu Hawk. Diamond is an enemy and asset of London Financial Center. Yeah, I don't know what his ties are to London, but you know he has big ties. Some people say that Jamie Dimon has ties to J.P. Morgan, but I mean, I don't know. That might just be a conspiracy theory, but I don't know. So, some of the in-depth research I've done on it, I've shown that Jamie Dimon has some pretty maybe even pretty big ties to JP Morgan. I don't know. All right, let's see here. S. McDonald, thank you so much for the 2 spot. He says, just a flesh wound from oil. Don't worry about it. There we go. Yes, from oil. And we have not seen any oil prices yet, but we're going to watch that. I don't know when those markets open up, but the oil is still showing down $2.21 a barrel. And the dollar index has not moved yet, but we'll see what happens there. Very good. All right. He has ties in his closet. That's true. He does. And he gets him out of the closet. He has ties. If they're neckties of some sort. I wonder if he has any bow ties in his closet. I'd be very curious. Abaz says, wow, Sal French back in the day. All right. There we go. French. Okay. Was it Sal French? I think I've changed nationalities several times. I was Russian when I first started this channel. Nato Hawk says, all this technology that's being developed is not for the good of humanity. It's all doomsday tools because the developers, are not our friends. Yeah, I tell you, it's crazy what can be done with it. I think sometimes some of these tools can get out of hand, even beyond what some of the developers think it could happen. All right, very good. Okay, let's see here. I think that meeting telling everybody it was that new AI. I say bah humbug. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. It's pretty scary stuff. Good to see Cybercurrent Twitcher is here. And looking at the markets again, we can see silver solidly down here. It was down over 3% earlier at the open, but it is now down $2.10. Gold is down 1.54%, down $72.90 right now, pretty much out of the gate. Platinum took a big hit too. It's down 2.3%, down $47, just barely above $2,000 in the ask price. And palladium is down $27. If we look at the numbers here, we can see there's the gap down. In fact, it was so crazy that it's run in. There's the gap down. You can see it with a pretty heavy volume there in New Zealand and other pre-Asian market trading. And we can see right here. And there was some opportunity buys right at the beginning, but that didn't last long because there's some selling action happening right here. So that's the gap down. Pretty much been relatively stable right here out of the gate, but we'll keep an eye on it. There it is. Crazy. What an evening we're having right now with silver and gold hitting pretty hard, which means that the dollar index is probably going to be up. And when it opens, and oil is going to probably shoot up over $100 a barrel. Would not be surprised if that happens. Because if there's no ships at all moving now, because the United States is blocking it, that's still bad for oil prices. It sure is. All right, very good. So we'll see how that plays out. All right. Now down $2.22, 2.93% now for silver. The numbers, they're going to find a rhythm here and see what that's going to be for silver and gold. You know, as other markets open up, it'll be interesting to see how they react. And likely it's probably going to be painful for gold, silver, platinum, and palladium all the way through the night. Maybe even into tomorrow. But all this could change in an instant if the United States were to actually literally man the straits, if they were to man the straits and allow and prevent Iran and literally send soldiers in, and for any attack that happens, they go and take out where that threat came from. I mean, the thing is, they got to get rid of the mines. That could be a voluminous task, depending on how many they were able to put down in the strait. All right, we'll see you. But good to see you guys. Glad you're here. And JM Unleashed believes here, if the United States stays in control of the strait, and I agree with this, if we remain in full control of the strait, it will be open fully within a few weeks. Although that is still a precious amount of time where the damage could be enough that it could send us into a recession. I think that's one of the fears that could happen. So we'll see how that plays out. But here we are, markets moving, silver stabilizing down almost 3%, but staying kind of around in this little area here. And same thing with gold. It's down $75.50, $4,673.70. Platinum down $43 now, just above $2,000 in the bid price. There's a $10 worth of difference between the bid and ask price. All right. Yes, and Rocky says, I'm thinking after the mines, the strait will be open. Yeah, if we can clear those mines, that's going to make it easier to patrol, I think. I believe it will. I think it'll make it easier to patrol. Appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. Yes, and that's the thing. That's what we, geopolitics, domestic politics, it all plays a role in pricing of precious metals in the markets, because the markets they will price precious metals, and so they're all intertwined and related here. Mythos, the fresh maker. All right, there you go, the fresh maker. I wonder how they got that name. Maybe that's what it means. I don't know. But we've got this comment on the video about the emergency bank meeting involving AI video I did the other day. It says 10-ounce silver expected today. I couldn't stack as much this month. Had to get 3,600 watt battery bank and solar wind and Gilligan Island style bike pedal to generate power. Even if we don't lose power, the price will triple soon, and I get pissed when the fridge goes out. Advice, get a digital antenna. Everyone's TV is on the internet. You still have fresh access to air, so you can at least know the news and emergency notices. I think Iran is just going to squeeze us out. They don't need a nuke. A year of no gas, and we'll be living like the old West if we're alive. Well, I don't think that's going to happen either, but I mean, we'll see here. Oh, S. McDonald, thank you so much again. He says oil is up $8.50. Check out the website Trading Economics for good instant numbers. All right, very good. Let's see here. Trading hours. Let me see here. I have an app that shows me what oil prices are, but let's see here. Let me see if they're showing here. Okay. Yeah, they're not showing here yet. Maybe that's the futures markets. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's say Trump at 850. So that's definitely would place it above. That would place it above $100 a barrel, for sure. If that's the case. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is oil? Let's see here. I don't have time to navigate all of this stuff, but I'll just take your word for it. But I don't know where oil is here, but let me see here. I guess I could search oil here. Let's see what shows up. It might be the futures. Brent crude is what we do. 101. Okay, there it is. Okay, thank you. All right, we're good. Up 6.91% over $100. Thank you. All right, so I think we found it. That's cool. They're looking at Brent crude. I think that's what most everybody uses, from what I understand. Good to see you guys here. So yes, there it is. We've got it. It's over $100. I predicted that too. I showed that in that video that I did this afternoon. Of course, it's pretty easy to assess kind of what's happening there, but there it is. So, all right. And it shows other commodities too here: silver, copper, gold. So we'll keep this up as well. Thank you. So yes, indeed. This is showing the futures market, but the Kitco app is not showing oil prices yet. So we'll keep this up for the gold and silver prices. We'll revisit that. But anyways, they were good. All right, let's see here. Honkalugi says, if your heirs receive your assets, they get stepped up basis, meaning tax-free up to the value of the time of your passing. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty wild. All right, thank you. Thank you, Honkalugi. And Facts 8131 on this video about the bullion dealer won't buy my silver. Now what do I do? Cash holds up under contract like a rental lease insurance policies backed by law and armed officers. It's not going anywhere, but the powers that be can hyperinflate it. Indeed they can. It's crazy. Good to see you guys. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, very good. And let's see. We've got happening here. Oh, congratulations, THS became a godfather. Way to go. All right, stacked heavy metal stacker. Okay, let me see what this is. Uh, I don't know what that is. Okay, all right, don't know what that is, but it's short. And in fact, it could may be promoting their own channel. I'm not sure. If you're promoting your own channel, don't do that. I had to block somebody who was constantly posting links to their videos on my channel, and it's just like, that's the ultimate form of rude, and it's like crazy, I mean, they don't contribute anything to the comments, and just say, hey, check out my channel, or they'll say like, great video, here's another great video. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I think this is the so I don't know what that is. So anyways, all right, let's see here. Ronnie Paul says, I sell a gold coin. I don't declare the sale. Bullion dealers do not issue a T5. I don't know what a T5 is, much less originally paid for the coin. Always declare you sold the coin for less than what you bought it for. I tell them I bought it from an individual from a Reddit forum in the name of Tom Jones. Exchange was done in a Walmart parking lot. There you go. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, you guys are great. Let's see. Let's pause now and take a look back here and see what's going on with the metals market. Silver's now down 3.42% tonight. This is close to a low, although the low here, I think the low price we're seeing there may be the bid price, but it's getting close to it, 3.42% down, $73.42. Still above 70, but nonetheless, gold is down 1.5%, $71.10. Platinum is down $46. Palladium down 22. Until we can digest exactly what's going on with the straight, then I think that it'll be a while to see here. Oh, look at this. Michael K. Thank you so. Keep control of the straits once we get it for hard work. Thank you so much, Michael K. with a $5 PayPal, friends and family. Really appreciate that, my friend. Those are few and far between these days. It means a lot. There's no taxes or fees held on that. So thank you, Michael K. I appreciate it. Good to see you, my friend. Exactly right. Let's get back over here. So now we're seeing silver down 3.37%, down $2.55. Gold down $66.70. So there's some fight. There's some resistance on the bottom end here for both metals. They're not falling much more than this, around the 3.4 to 2.5 range, somewhere thereabouts. S. McDonald, thank you. Hey, fellow slurper, that trading economic site, not futures. Click on commodities and then click on silver for real-time prices. Okay, not futures. Click on, okay, let me see here. Let's go over here. Commodities, there's silver, 73.23, 73.30. And what is it over here? 73. Yeah, so it's pretty close. I think they probably trade from the same sources, is my guess, from over here. But the one valuable thing about this is we're seeing the Brent crude prices already up, which means I better get gas soon before the prices go back up again. Well, they didn't really come down a whole lot, honestly. But I'm getting low on gas, which means that if you were in a room with me, you would not experience any flatulence. That's how low on gas I am right now. Okay? All right, so there we go. Let's see. And thank you so much again for that. And so here's where we're at now. Let's go with a few more comments here. We'll revisit the prices very regularly here in this special report here, special broadcast of the Market Watch. Rue Bazaar 891 says, bank had 2 rolls of halves, just finished going through the first one. 2 40%ers, 8 bicentennial. Hopefully the second roll came from the same place. Nice. Congratulations on that. It's not very often that you get rolls with any silver in them these days. A lot of people have picked through so much of that stuff, and it's harder to get them. Harder to get. In fact, I've not seen any new coins, 2026 coins at all in circulation at all, anywhere. I've had to buy all the ones I have. And I wanted to see them so much. Here we are in April. It's crazy. All right, let's see here. As we peruse our way through this broadcast, let us go over and take a look, shall we? Let's take a look-see and see what we've got with the prices of gold and silver right now at this point in time, with oil over $100 a barrel. Silver is up $2 or down $2.54 right now. That's a 3.35% drop to 73.47. Gold down $79 now, 1.66% drop to $4,670. There it is. And platinum is now just barely hanging on to above $2,000 an ounce. Palladium down 20. So there's where it is tonight. Good to see you guys. Welcome, B. Williams. Welcome, Michael E. Line. The attorney is here. Welcome. Glad you all are here with us tonight. Let me check my volume racer. I thought I had everything set here, and I've got pretty much a set volume that sometimes gets out of whack, but nope, everything is right. Everything is good here on my end. So hopefully you might check your speaker volume or something. Loctus of Patriarchy says this on the video about taxation. I don't believe it is taxable if you use gold or silver to trade for something else, or to gift it to a family, etc. Trading it for something of equal value is not an exchange of dollars, so it's not a taxable exchange. Well, that's true, although most coin shops will make it a transaction in that regard. There are exceptions to that, but I think mostly that is the case. But yes, indeed. Hello, Valerie Price. Good to see you. And so, yes, indeed. But contact your tax attorneys to know for sure. It's crazy how punitive our tax code is. If we really followed it to the letter of the law, man, we'd be paying a whole lot more taxes than we do. Honestly, it's hard to keep up with everything. But anyways, we'll see here what we've got. We've got best seed chart. Says even if it is physically there, that does not mean it is not encumbered. Often gold is sold but never leaves the vault. It just changes ownership. That's true. Could be there, but the U.S. government does not own it. No doubt an accounting exists, but they won't let us see it. That's true. Yeah, that is true. All right. All right, let's see here. And let's see here. We've got this here. Says Marcus P5U or 52. I'm going through this right now due to some silver sales. I'm going to talk to a CPA next week for some advice on how to mitigate the impact, but according to current rules, I'm going to have to make an estimated tax payment to the IRS of over $50,000 and to the state of over $5,000. I'm dealing with this by focusing on the 72% of the profit I get to keep instead of the 28% I have to give the IRS. It helps a little bit. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a lot of taxes. All right. Glad you guys are here with us tonight as we peruse our way through this broadcast. Cache 73 says the following here. It'll be interesting to see how sideways this stuff gets. In the meantime, I'm going to just keep on stacking. Yep, there you go. That's true. Although with the latest news, it's definitely not going sideways tonight. Make no mistake about it. It is down sharply. Big time for silver and gold. Well, I mean, it's big time, but not like a massive crash or anything like that. But it is down substantially. And in fact, it's down over 4% right now. It keeps dropping. Down 4%, down $3.07 right now to $72.94. It broke through the $73 support here tonight. And gold is down 1.84%, down $87.40. Platinum is down 2.69%, down $55. Palladium down $26. So I think the news cycle, the market needs to digest exactly what this means with the United States closing up the straits. All right, that's great. S. McDonald didn't have to report any of his sales of precious metals because they don't charge sales tax or any tax at all for precious metals in Canada. That's really good. It's amazing. All right. So there we go. There's where the markets are now. Let's take a look at the volume of trading here to see what we've got happening with silver. Let's see here. As you can see, volume is picking up substantially, and the numbers are showing a downward movement here. Pretty big downward move here for silver tonight, with some of the selling happening here. Let's see here. There it is. All right. There's some buys happening, trying to get in on the action, taking advantage of the dip some of these traders are doing right now. But it is down. All right, down 3.77% now. Was down over 4% just moments ago. $2.86 or $2.86 down. $73.16 is back above. And, you know, there's still enough volatility that the spread between the bid and the ask is still a quarter. It's crazy. 25 cents for those of you in Rio Linda. Okay, so CCT says that the volume is low, but that's crazy. When my meter is showing exactly where it is, and my volume, because I just checked the volume, and it's up. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that's happening, but it's where it usually is. For my, I'm just checking it again now to see if it's changed, and no, it's the same. So I don't know what's going on. That's strange. Don't know what's happening there. But thanks for letting me know, CCT. I don't want to mess with it because it's usually the same as where it usually is. So I don't know. All right, let's see here. I've not seen the video going around about not paying your taxes, and people should not take it. Should not, you know, people are making the argument that it's unconstitutional to pay taxes. Yeah, but try running that up the courts. You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere if you do that. So I would not listen to any videos like that. Although I agree with the sentiment and make a constitutional case, but there's so many laws out there, so many laws that are extra constitutional or unconstitutional, that you will never win that fight. You'll never win that fight in court, unfortunately. But anyways, I'm glad you guys are here with us tonight as we look at these numbers again. We can see some pretty big hits for gold and silver. Gold now, for the first time tonight, is now down over $100. So think about this. We have oil now over $100 a barrel, and gold fell over a barrel of oil tonight so far. Let that sink in. In fact, oil is at $102 a barrel, and gold is down $101. So it's like, it's crazy. There it is. Go figure that one out. It's insane. There we go. Let's see here. There you go. All right. Blue Liner. I'm ready to go to jail at this point. 3 meals, gym, visitation. Going to be safer in jail at some point, I tell you. Yeah, at least you know you're going to get 3 squares a day and what have you. But anyways, let's see here. And let's see here. And we've got IMMC here. Says the following, then we'll get right back to it. Silver Days is here. Good to see you, Silver Days. Welcome. Glad you're here. And he says the perfect storm is no deal in Iran. Private credit market, Japanese yen carrying trade, repo markets, limited withdrawals, and the U.S. waning hegemony. If they continue to control the strait, and the world will begin to accelerate de-dollarization, soon we will see the decoupling from the dollar and the markets. My speculation is that it could possibly drop again with a ground invasion or something worse. We will see a massive upside connection afterwards. To the moon, likely, but also means it will be your patriotic duty to hand it all to Uncle Sam. I think that's a very rare and unlikely event we're going to see happening. 1933, 1934 all over again, unless we get control of the strait and this game is over. Well, hours after you posted that comment, maybe even minutes, Donald Trump announced that we are literally now prohibiting any passage of any ships going through the strait at this point in time. And actually, that might be a smart move by Trump that Trump is making. But we'll see here. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, Rocky Superstar, has YouTube sent my plake? I don't know what a plake is. Plate? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Let's see here. Sunday Morning Stacker says, Sal, I'm buying this dip like crazy. I agree we are in the eye and hence the calm of the storm. 60% upside to get back up to $120 on silver before the next stop even higher. 500 to 1,000 an ounce in the next decade or two is likely. All right, we'll see. It could happen, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it's going to happen. But you know, this move that we're seeing now, even $70 silver is unusually high. That's for sure, unusually high. Let's see here. Rocky Superstar, plaque. Is that plaque? I still don't know what you mean by that, but let's see here. All right, let's see here. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. Let's look at the markets again. Silver down 3.91% now. It's down almost $3 now per ounce. Just barely above 73 bucks an ounce. And platinum is down 56. And palladium is down 27. Everything is down pretty substantially. The metal that's getting hit the least is palladium right now. He meant plaque, not plaque. YouTube. Oh, YouTube button. Oh, yeah, I got that long ago. Are you talking about the YouTube play button? Yes, I got that when I passed 100,000 subscribers. I think Rocky Superstar missed the video on that, but I did a video showing that and also showing what I was going to show at 100,000 subscribers too. But yeah, you got to check that video out, Rocky. I show something never seen before by anybody, including some of my closest family members, and I showed it on the live stream, or showed it on a video when I reached 100,000 subscribers. That was like last year, so Rocky Superstar must have missed that. But anyways, all right, you guys are great. Thanks for being here. We have got the precious metal markets moving, and they are down substantially, but they're kind of hanging out between, well, I'll tell you what, who knows what's going to happen from here, but this is a big move. This is a crushing of the price in a matter of minutes, and that may trigger some people to say, well, it's not that much, and that's still above 70. It's about the amount of move within the time frame. And a 3.84% is a massive move down in a matter of minutes here. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy. Let's see here. All right, let's see. As I slurp, well, the coffee in my cup is going down too because I'm drinking it. All right, drinking it down pretty big time. Let's see here. All right, let's see what we've got here. And speaking of Rocky, let's talk about Rocky. There's Rocky, the one and the only. He says, Sal, good morning. We are going into a silver shortage. The world is using more silver than is being mined. I sure like the copper libertad. Thank you. Yes, indeed. We're in our 6th year of a structural deficit, and that's for sure. We are in a deficit right now, and that is going to really support the price for silver, which is why I made the prediction that I don't think we're going to see it below $50 again. Although it is possible it could fall under $50, but I certainly think $30 is out of the question. I'd almost be willing to bet money we're not going to see $30 silver again. We may see the mid-40s at the lowest. But of course, right now, that's hard for anybody to imagine it's going under $60 again. But the thing is I've been around the market long enough to know that, that it could happen. It could definitely happen. But I think that the reason why it's not going to fall below 50 is because of the structural deficit. That's what's keeping it up, and they're still continuing to use it. So, Rocky, you are right. Structural deficit there. Let's get back here. Look at this here, folks. We continue to see the numbers showing themselves here as oil prices are up, and we've got $102.40 a barrel for oil right now, back over $100 again because of the latest news reacting here. And of course, precious metals are reacting accordingly, maybe even more dramatically than the price of oil going up. But there we are. $73.40 right now for silver. So above 73 again. It got down to a low in the bid price of 72.65. So there we go. All right. Mm-hmm. Gold down $94.30 right now, 1.99% drop. Platinum down 2.35%, $48. And again, if you know, I'm sponsored by a bullion dealer, and it's Summit Metals, and they're a great company, but I would never advise you, hey, here's the dip. It's doing this. You better buy now, because once the market realizes that it's a good thing that Trump's doing this, prices are going to skyrocket again. Buy, 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 buy. No, I would never tell you that. Just check their website out. They have a lot of great services here. And if you're so inclined, do your research with your own level of understanding. And I'm being paid just to let you know that they're there. Now they do have the Diamond Fist round. You can only get it from Summit Metals, and it looks like they are still in stock here, which means this batch they probably ordered a lot more, because they were selling out like crazy. Each batch they got in, so they're in stock again. But again, I'm not advising. I'm just saying, hey, this is available. Other products are available over at Summit Metals website. In fact, I still want to get this, but I want to get the Summit Metals round, but I'm waiting for them to get in stock again these 1 gram gold bars and other things, and they're still sold out of those, because I want to finish filling up my tube. But they got other stuff in stock that's coming back in from time to time, so definitely check them out. All right, very good. Let's see here. So there we are. The metal's moving in that direction to the downside, but sort of stabilizing right now, at least for the time being. At the top of the hour, we'll see probably another market open up, and we'll see how that plays out. We'll see what happens then. It'd be very interesting to see if there's a continuation and more of a smackdown, or if there'll be some opportunity traders going back into play here. All right, SoCal Wave. How much longer can we keep using industrial demand as an attribute of silver? Well, it's not an attribute of silver. It's an effect of silver. It's just industrial demand is there. Tech companies have been developing silver alternatives, as would be expected. Copper, graphene. Well, graphene is not being used right now as an alternative, and copper, in only some cases, very limited cases. There's a reason why silver is used instead of copper. And it's not gotten to the point where copper is going to replace silver anytime soon either. And conductive polymers and in general, silver lean technologies are already here to some extent. But there's other things. There's some solar panels technologies that actually require more silver to be used than less. I think for people investing in silver, it's better to start veering away from the whole industrial demand component. Well, why? Because the amount of cases for silver are increasing, and the volume is picking up. And even where there are modest gains, where you use less silver than they maybe have used 10 years ago, it's not enough to prevent that demand. Unless there's a massive worldwide recession or depression, I think that is unlikely to happen. Why? Because military uses, number one, uses in healthcare, and data centers and AI are more than making up for everything that you just mentioned here. Silver's not going to be replaced by as much as you think. And by the way, the graphene thing, not happening anytime soon. I've researched that. I've done videos about that. Not happening. At least not in the next probably 5, 10, maybe even 20 years before we see that really come into play there. It's very difficult to mass produce. It requires an absolute sterile environment. And I'm talking like more so than hospitals or anything else. No dust. I mean, nothing. I mean, it's got to, and they've not been able to make that applicable and cost effective. So we got a long ways off before that happens. But I mean, it's a thought-provoking concept you post there, but we're not there yet. It's only very, very partially true. All right, so let's see here. All right. All right, let's look back here. We can see the metal's still continuing to take a hit here as we're Now past the bottom of the hour, working our way up to the top of the hour, where I believe Melbourne and maybe Tokyo may open. I'm not sure. We'll look and see the times on that here in just a moment. And but yes, indeed. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Let's see what we've got happening here. Let's take a look and see what's opening up next. What do we have here with Tokyo? Tokyo is going to open up an hour. Okay, so it's going to be an hour and 17 minutes. So we got a ways off for that. And it looks like that Australia is going to be opening up. I mean, yeah, so they're in an hour. So we got a ways to go before they open up again because of the time change. So there's that. And of course, it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours probably for Shanghai. So the night is still very, very young. No question about that. So, but metals are reacting already. We've got Tim Wilson says this: we need age limits in Congress. Anything over 70 should not be permitted. They're becoming senile. Time the younger generations to run this country. Yeah. I do tend to agree. I think there really ought to be a mandatory retirement age. Maybe it would be 75 or 80 at the top. But yes, I agree with that. And really, honestly, probably more than that, we just need term limits in Congress. I think that honestly, if you're a congressperson, there should only be maybe 3-4 terms, because they're 2-year terms. 3 or 4 terms, maybe four terms at most for a Congress, and for Senate, just 2 terms in the Senate, because they're 6-year terms. That's more than enough. Those should be the term limits. Too much entrenchment in power and potential for corruption and being bought out by the lobbyist on K Street, which I was at K Street, walked right by it a couple weeks ago. Molly Russell Ward says this: if it is the biggest little word in the English language, and could, would, should, and $2 will get you a cup of coffee at McDonald's. Yes, indeed, that's right. I got a cup of coffee right here. It didn't cost me $2. You guys are great. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Richard Metcalf is here. Glad you're with us tonight. I do stand ready for a little blood pumping with some exercises if that were to make its way through here. Yep, I'm feeling frisky here, so we'll see what happens. But let's take a look here at the markets again. We've got silver down 3.48% right now. That's $2.64 down, $73.38. Back above $73 again. Gold down $96.60. So there it is. All right, there we go. $4,652.60. Platinum is down $49, $2,005 where platinum is at this point in time. Palladium down $25. So pretty big hits for all the metals tonight because of what I talked about in this afternoon's video. We're going to get to those comments here in just a moment. Yes, we will, as we're getting in still in the antebellum period as we peruse our way through here. Now we've got Bob Urizma says silver does have a dual role, but one of them is not monetary. It's paper speculation. But industrial use cannot sustain and afford current speculative highs. When the paper music stops, silver falls back near 20. Well, that's an interesting comment, Bob Urizma. I would think it would be the other way around. If the paper music stops, it would go to 120, I would suspect. That's very strange. Anyways, good to see you guys. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. Good to see the canal is here. And thank you, Last Boy Scout. Silver Heist is here, too. Yep, we got crude oil. That's right. It's crude and rude oil. And it is up $102. There's crazy, insane, the membrane. Crude oil. That means it does a lot of coarse joking. So a lot of bathroom humor for the oil because it's very crude. That's the thing. That's why I stay away from it, because I just get grossed out every time it tells me one of those jokes. It's like, man, you're being really rude and crude when I'm trying to eat my meal, my supper here, oil, and you're telling me all these dirty jokes. Come on now. Can I, come on, somebody. Let's have a little decency here. We would need some decent oil. We need some, where's the decent oil prices? You know what I mean? Or the proper oil. That's what I want to know. All right. Let's get back over here. We've got this from Dean Smith. Says, I personally feel silver price being low would work out cheaper for people in their everyday life. Yeah. You'd be surprised. You know, it's interesting because if silver price is low, it may not, or if it goes up, there's such small components. Like, I'll give you, for instance, there's only about 20 grams of silver in each solar panel, which is a negligible part of the cost of a solar panel. And solar panels have gone up bigly in price recently. So there it is. So, yes, indeed. All right. Well, Doomsayer, the market's already open. And yes, and by the way, Trump has never chickened out on anything. In fact, I think his move now is probably one of the most brilliant one he's made so far. Completely close off the strait, because that chokes out Iran as well. They're not getting paid. They have no effect on anything going through there, which means if that strait is closed down, we can just send minesweepers in there. We can bomb all of their facilities, any assets that are anywhere near there. If we close that off, literally, it's going to have a minimal impact on us. It will affect the world, but that's the price they pay for not helping to keep the straits open. So I think this is actually a brilliant move by Trump. Remember, Trump is playing 4D chess here. He is a lot smarter than people give him credit for, including the things that he truths. And again, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with the style. I think the optics look bad, but he's thinking beyond just the optics here. There is a purpose for most of everything he does and says. There are some exceptions. I even think now, looking back, as much as I hated it, but when he said, I hate Taylor Swift, I think there was some strategy in that. As senseless as it seemed, I think there was some strategy in that, including what he said about Rob Reiner, which I thought was horrible, by the way. But anyways, let's see here. JM says, I'm sure Trump wants to toll all the traffic that goes through the strait. Yeah, I don't know. He said in this post that he wants a free flow of ships in there, so he doesn't want to do that. Bluetooth, silver and gold, buying both right now. There you go. I tell you what, you don't know what's going to happen. That's why I say do it on your own level of understanding. But good job, Bluetooth Blades. And yeah, did I say Tyler Swift? I think I meant Taylor Swift. Did I say Tyler? Oh my goodness, Taylor Swift is what I meant to say. All right, let us do 2 push-ups for Bluetooth plus 2. That's right. We're gonna do 4 push-ups we're gonna double them up for Bluetooth Blades. Thank you, Bluetooth. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. I think that's right. Did I get that right? Let me see here. I think that was $2 he said. Let's see here. Let me see. Yes, 2. There we go. All right. Taylor Swift. All right. Taylor Swift trucking. They always wreck the Swift trucks, right? Tractor trailers. But here we are. Gold down almost 2% again, $94.40. Silver down 3.3%, down $2.50 right now to $73.51. Platinum is down $47, and palladium is down $26. So there we go. All right, very good. Yeah. Well, Gary, I try to be intellectually honest. And again, I don't like some of the tone for some of the things he said, but I'm not defending what he's posted on some of these things. But I think there's some strategy behind it. And I do think he is smarter than what some people give him credit for. But I'm not defending it. I don't like the tone. But I try to be intellectually honest as possible, but thank you. All right. I appreciate your opinion on that, but yes. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Timothy Lloyd says, the Libertad gets me every time I see a Libertad and my finger just hits the screen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like to show those old school Libertads. I kind of make it rare because when I pull them out, sometimes for special occasions, but I do like it. Yes, indeed, for sure. All right. Very good. Let's see here. All right. As we slurp our way through here, you guys are great. Thank you so much. And we got Bill 457 is here. Let's see here. And Mark Songs and Stuff says this. I inherited land in Missouri from my father when he died. I knew the year he bought the land 20 years before and found no records when he got paid for it. I went online and found Missouri state documents showing the average cost per acre of farmland for that year. I used that as a cost basis for filing taxes, which the IRS state of Missouri accepted. So I assumed if you have no record of payment for coins, you could use an average spot price for the year you bought it at a cost basis. It's up to the taxpayer to show proof of records. If you get audited, I keep all the receipts of my bullion purchases, but don't ever plan to sell any. So my daughter will inherit that problem. Yes. All right, there you go. So yes. Well, thank you. That's a good idea, and I should have kept more. I mean, some of the stuff you can find online as well, records of receipts and orders you place some places. But if you buy from a local coin shop, you may not always get a receipt for some cases, but sometimes you will. But anyways. All right, let's see here. And we've got Bill 457. Everybody has to wake up and smell the coffee. And because silver is holding strong, I think you can get almost $100 an ounce on the buyback. That's one way I reassure silver strength. All right. Well, that must be a very prized collectible piece because I don't know of any place that's buying at $100 right now from you. Let's see here. And here we go. The market's indeed moving. Let's take a look at the volume for silver right now. It is looking up. It's really slowed down, the volume has here. Wow. And that slowing down in volume is kind of pared back some of its losses, really kind of straightening in a very tight pattern right now. Sort of a wedge pattern that we're seeing in this case. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we've got. So there's where it is. Okay. Markets indeed. So we got paring back some of its losses right now and very thin trading at this point in time. And we've got American Base Nerd on this video from this morning says the following. Molybdenum is also a micronutrient and used for growing plants. Cannabis cultivators know all about that metal, but in a different way. Interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, American Base Nerd. Very, very cool. All right. Oh, almost 100. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know of anybody that's paying anywhere near 100 for silver right now. I don't know if anybody's paying that. I mean, that's like way above spot price, Bill. Yeah, almost $100. Silver's holding strong. I think you can get almost $100 an ounce. Yeah, I don't know of anybody on the buyback. Would love to know who's doing that. Put them in touch with me. I'll sell some silver if they're going to be buying back for $100 or even almost $100. Point me in the direction of that dealer. I would love to know. Lloyd Jones, Sal, silver is an industrial metal and critical mineral. Up there with rare earths, better than hold forever. China is holding it in their country. Copper is on the rise, folks. Get it while it's low. There you go. All right, there you go. Yes, indeed. China, we've not heard as much out of China lately. But I think they're probably secretly holding more and more of it. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. And we've got this. Lloyd Jones says silver is higher than what's being reported. Do not be deceived. Silver has always been suppressed. This is due to the paper EFs. Well, the thing is that I'm not deceived. In fact, here's the why I know it's not higher, because if I go to sell my silver, a local coin shop is going to give me under spot for it, under spot, and so yeah, and I mean even Eagles. So yeah, it's that's not deception. That's the reality. You know, the paper ETFs and the like. That's just the reality we have to deal with. The banks were making money in the stool market. Wake up. The jig is up. We've been lied to, people. Silver is invaluable. Well, good luck convincing somebody that your silver is invaluable at this point in time. Uh, you know, I live in the world of reality, and this is just not real. But thank you for your comment anyway. Brian Gage, exactly, people. That's why the price is going to drop, because the government's going to need it, and all the big money corporations and the banks want it. So expect another big price dip, probably down about 50 or so. Well, that's not the reason why it's going to go down. The government doesn't care how much silver costs. As long as they can get it, they'll buy it for whatever they need to. You know, that's pennies on the dollar. I mean, that's fractions of a cent on the dollar. They're not looking for a deal for silver. They don't need a deal on silver. They do not need a deal on silver at all. We need a deal on silver. So, all right. Let's take a look at the markets again. What do we have here? Let's just refresh this and see what we've got going on. Silver holding steady, down $3 or 3.16%, down $2.40 right now to $73.62. So it's pulled back from some of its losses. The low, the session low, is $72.65. I believe that is the bid price that we're looking at. So you can add 25 cents to that, and that was where the ask price was on the low. All right. So there we go. All right, let's see what we've got. Silver, gold down $90.70. All right. El Carlos says, Sal, I think up in stages $70 plus is this one. Then doubling of the price bi-yearly for a year and a half. Then up towards $12.50 3 years from now. I don't think that's going to happen, my friend. I'm sorry. But, and I don't think it's going to double yearly. In fact, I would honestly be surprised if we saw $100 silver again this year. It is possible that we could see it, but I think we're trading in a range bound that's going to be very tough to break through. And unless the war ends and everything is hunky-dory and the Fed decides to cut rates, and that will happen if inflation kicks up again, we'll see. But if we start to see a recovery from lower oil prices, then we'll see. Speaking of oil prices, it's trading right around $102.44 right now. Let me check on my Kitco app, because it's showing still down. It's still showing 95.66 here, so it doesn't pick it up yet. Okay. Oh, wow, there you go. A-Dub has been carrying his diamond fist around today. Nice pocket. It does make a nice pocket piece, I will say. Hold on your silver with a diamond fist in your pocket. All right, very good. Let's see here. And let's get over here. We've got Long Val Nicholas. Economic stagnation should logically affect negatively the demand for silver. Yes, that's true if we start to see it. But there are some recession-proof situations like military demand, which, by the way, even if a peace breaks out tomorrow around the whole world, there's enough to restock that silver is going to be in demand for a long time. So just keep that in mind. Good to see Roadkill. Good to see you guys here tonight. I stand ready to do more push-ups if duty were to call. And let's see here. And what do we have here? We have got this. Okay, all right, don't get that comment. Let's see here. When we enter film with Tom Cruise, says Abbas Liberté. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. And we see the AI in the first 15 minutes that resembles today AI. What seemed adventurous to us 3 years ago has now become reality. Yeah, it's nuts how quickly things are changing. quickly. Let's see here. SH says, if silver especially becomes legal tender, U.S. Mint bullion coins at least in all 50 states, wouldn't that effectively eliminate taxes on its sale? Or rather when it's spent? Yes. But not necessarily for the feds. Just keep that in mind. There's enough of a disconnect there to see here. Let's take a look at the markets again. We're revisiting these things fairly regularly here. Still hanging out. It's down 3.24%, down $2.46 now to 73.56. And there it is. And gold is down 1.93%, down $91.60 to 46.57. There we go. All right, let's see here. And let's move up here and see if we've got more comments. We got Cleaner Guy 12. But before we get Cleaner Guy's 12's comment, we've got this from the Canal. Duty calls 10. The extra 3 is for the tax. Oh, thank you, the Canal. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. That still means I'm going to give you 13 push-ups. So thank you so much. And Roadkill. I'll answer that question here in just a moment, Roadkill. Let me get this 13 down, then we'll get your 10, then I'll answer your question. Here we go. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right. 13 for that one. All right. And thank you so much, guys. All right, so Roadkill. In the next 5 years, I think we'll probably see it steadily go up. I think the days of probably even $1,500 platinum are over. And in the next 5 years, I could see it easily going up steadily with some pullbacks along the way. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw $3,000 platinum in the next 5 years. And that's being conservative, I think. That's what I'm thinking we're going to see for that. But I could be wrong. But I'm just, from what I've been seeing trend-wise, over the last 5 years, it's gone up dramatically, much more than what I'm predicting in the next 5 years. And I've always been bullish on platinum, and I continue to be. And so now let me give you 10 push-ups for that, because I really do appreciate those super chats. Very kind of you. Let's do it. Here we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. All right. Nice, nice. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see, we've got Silver Sleuth. Preparing for storms has been on my to-do list since the blizzard of 1977, environmentally and financially. Good thinking, Silver Sleuth. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're from Alaska, so that makes very good sense, for sure. All right. The solution ODAT on this morning's video says, if Trump's plan works, PMs may dive by controlling oil production, leaving Venezuela, Canada, and the U.S. with Greenland for rare earth minerals. The plan to control most of the energy production may be bearish. The countries that hold our debt will need us for energy. Then what? Yeah, that's right. I think he's thinking beyond just the immediate benefits. He's looking beyond on a geopolitical stage. He's looking at the whole world impact. That's a very good point in the solution of that, which is why I'm saying he's been playing 4D chess. And yep, indeed, that's right. Willa says, the United States of America needs to seriously increase its refining capacity and technology for all metals. It's an essential supply chain link. And we need more refineries as well for oil. Exactly right. And now, speaking here, we've got gold and silver prices. Been maintaining these levels now. Silver consistently down over 3% at this point in time. Down $2.44 to 73.58. Gold down 1.85% to 46.61 and 30 cents. And platinum is down 47. Palladium down 23 right now. So there you go. Palladium getting hit the least of these metals, but gold really holding its own, all things considered, especially compared to silver and platinum. Silver and platinum, well, even palladium, they're very volatile right now. Indeed. Oh, yeah. Let's see what we've got happening here. Let's move some of this stuff out. Let's get over here. We got Martine says KCMO had 2 coin shows this weekend. You give us pause to think. All right. Yep. It's something to think about. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. And Morris SS2550 chimes in with this comment from the video about taxation. Oops. Hold on a second here. We got to get into the war years here, but it's still ways away. Even though you have the receipt or not, they still track you. If the government want to do the executive order 6102 again, you have to give all your gold and silver to the government with no receipt or the purchases from the website. You're fine. Yeah, I mean, any kind of digital transaction can be tracked, but I don't think they're going to do a 6102 type thing ever again. I don't think they can get away with it this time. I really don't. And let's see here. Salgorithm, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. That always helps. Here's the video. Trump blocks Strait of Hormuz. Watch gold and silver, and we're watching it right now. And likely, it'd be very interesting to see as news develops over the night to see how they react. All right, have a good night, Cybercurtain Twitcher. Appreciate you so much. Check out CCT's channel. Great member of the community. He's been around as long as I have. Check him out. He is there. Cybercurtain Twitcher. Appreciate that. All right. Very good. And Shama Lama says, God Emperor of the U.S. announced restocking U.S. Navy ships with the good stuff. Maybe some new tech testing next week. All right. Maybe so. Yep, we need to modernize our military as well. That's right. Thank you to JM Unleashed for posting a link to CCT's channel. Also check out JM Unleashed channel as well. Great guy. And Doc 0030. I was wondering about the $100 bill when this video started. Always used to be Sal's $1 bill. Yeah, I still have it, and I think I even showed it in this video too. As we can see here now, $2.50. That's the number we saw earlier in the night. That's how much silver is down tonight. 3.3% drop to $73.51. Gold down almost $100, $92.30 now. 1.94% to $46.56. Platinum down 48 and palladium down 23. There we go. All right. And there we go. So we'll see. This is going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. All right. Yes, Ibji, there's another channel that's doing it as well. We still not been able to get rid of that bullion report. Keep reporting those if you don't mind. Each of the videos and even the channel itself, there's another one. I forget the name of that one, but there's another one doing it now. It's crazy. I don't know why YouTube doesn't get rid of them. They got rid of the 2 others, but not that bullion report channel. That's hanging on there for some reason. I don't understand. Cladale, this whole ceasefire was nothing but a charade meant to buy time for the arrival of more troops and munitions. Watch troop movements, ignore whatever is coming out of Trump's mouth. Well, they could do that very easily with munitions and troop movements while they're still engaging, Cladale. Just a little FYI for you there. Our military, they're a multifaceted machine, and supply chains are the crucial part of battle. That's not why they did that, but I do think, yes, you need to watch all that stuff as well as what he says. I think in this case it's a psyop situation, but we'll see here. All right, let's see here. Vince Bachelador says people need to look at the spot price of oil and not the futures price. There's a major backwardation happening, which indicates people are willing to pay much more for oil today than later. Yes, that's a good. I don't know where to find those numbers. Futures price, I guess that's true. The futures price is where the backwardation occurs, though, isn't it? Because we're looking at spot price, and and what's over there? Eli is here. Good to see you. And right now, oil is trading, and Brent crude's at 102.75, kind of stabilizing here as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why gold and silver prices are kind of staying in this margin here tonight. Yes, indeed. But as you can see, the metal that's getting affected the least of all this is palladium. It's down 1.73%. And the next is gold. It's down 1.93%, 91.40. There we go. And so there we are, 46.57 and 80 cents. Guys, good to see Dennis Niemeyer. Richard Metcalf is here. The canal is still with us. Good to see all of you guys. We are just marching our way through this broadcast here, as we're now above the top of the hour, but still no other markets are open right now. But let's see. And you can see volume has really tapered off big time and is really thinly traded with very thin volumes happening, as well as very thin movement trading around this region right now. And that will likely be the case for the as long as oil prices stay kind of where they're at. This is likely where we're going to see it until the next wave of markets open up in Australia, Tokyo, and Seoul, South Korea. Seoul, now South Korea. I think that's what we're going to be dealing with for the foreseeable future here tonight as we watch this volume. Just mostly selling happening, but on very, very small scale at this point in time. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah, let's see here. See what we've got happening in the comment section again. Silver Heist, who I believe was still here. If oil makes it over $100 a barrel, the metals will go down. And indeed, that's what happened. You're right. Jeremy Rich says supply and demand will be the real reason precious metals go up and up and up. Yes, but that is not necessarily why they move from day to day. But you're right. Supply and demand will have an impact. That's the baseline. That's the fundamentals. That's what provides support for the metals in this case. What unintended consequences will this have? Blocking oil for China and other countries? Will China share their satellite weapons with Iran? They already done it. What about the other countries were paying off? The whole idea was dumb. I'm not saying we can't win, but this will likely be a Pyrrhic victory mission accomplished. Well, I think he's weighing. He knows all of this. And I think a lot of it is knowing that Russia, for instance, sold or gave them intelligence. And China has been somewhat friendly to Iran. They've been buying oil from them, knowing that they're an arch enemy of the United States. I don't think Trump cares. And by the way, Ian, look at what China did with the Wuhan virus. And that pissed a lot of people off, that's for sure. And so there's that angle as well. Of course, we were kind of involved in some of that too, but they could have done more to contain it. In fact, they shut down travel from within the country, but not outside of the country. So, they were complicit there. So I think Trump's idea here is that, who cares if it pisses everybody off? And I don't blame him. I do not blame him one bit. So we'll see how this plays out. Barry Manzia says here, seems to me silver is not like the war. See what happened in 40 minutes. It's going down. It's going down. In fact, where's it at now? Let's look back over here. It's right at the same level, $2.55 right now. Hoosier Stacker is here. Welcome, Hoosier. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome tonight. Good to see you. Platinum is down $48, 2.35%. Gold now down 1.88% to $89.40. Palladium down 24, and platinum down 48. Everything is in the red tonight, but it's showing some slight consolidation around this level because there's not much more activity going on with oil. And also market trades are thin now because the other markets have not opened up because of, well, the time change and all that. So there we go. All right. 111 Kenny. Illegal tolls. If Trump controlled the strait, he would charge tolls and tariffs. No, that's not what the post said. It's not what the post said. Oh man, the canal. Look at that. He sent 5 Salivate Metal gift memberships across the bow. Thank you, the canal. I appreciate that very, very much. Those really mean a lot because some of these viewers that may have received those, they may not be regular viewers, and it may let them know the channel's still here, or they may extend that gift membership because it lasts a month. Very good. All right. Thank you. We're going to give you 5 push-ups. Gary says Trump needs to win this thing without too many body bags or inflation. No one signed up for that. No, that's true. He does. You're right. He is under pressure. He's feeling that pressure. Make no mistake about it. You're exactly right. And I do think that there were some things that they didn't account for. Like he didn't think that the strait would be this screwed up, I think. So you're right. There was some miscalculations there. I'm not saying the man is perfect by any stretch, but he is dealing with it. And I think the way he's dealing with it, especially with this move, I think was a smart move. But you're right. You're exactly right. No question about it. To be fair, and I like to be fair, and you're spot on with that. So here we go. Let's do these 5 push-ups for the canal. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Thank you. Thank you. We've got vacation time, 24/7. Says here, what a coincidence. Another event that's happened when the stock market is closed. Yeah, I tell you, it's crazy. But this one happened literally the same day. So, yeah, but you're right. It's nuts. That happens a lot, doesn't it? All right. And let's get back over here, see what we've got. Let's refresh this, pull this over. Okay, there we go. Look at this. The market is showing a little bit more of a move to the downside now. Gold is down 2.02%, down $95.70 to $46.53.50 now for gold. Silver down $2.74. It is now 3.62% down to $73.27. Holding on to 73 tonight. That support is there. And so there's where that is. It's down. And the platinum is now down $52, 2.54% drop to $2,002. Below $2,000 an ounce again for the bid price. Palladium is down just $25 at 1.66% drop. All right, very good. Let's see here. And about the foam inserts was for Summit Metals Gold 1/10 AGE wallets. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get those. I don't know. I don't think they sell those separately. Let's see here. Thank you. Context matters. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kathy. She watched it all the way through. Ready to buy the dips? Come on. There we go. And, we don't know. It could continue falling. That's something you have to always consider whenever you're buying precious metals. You buy on the dip and it may fall even more. That's okay. You just have to weigh that out for yourself. R. 82. I thought he wanted to open it straight up. He does. But what he's doing here is he's saying that, if you're going to charge tolls and prevent our allies from going through, well, we're just going to shut it down and prevent anybody from going through. And then that way we can get in there and it'll be free and clear. We can demine and we can police and we can take out all of the assets that are launching attacks. Missile launchers from right along the shore and everything. Or even if we need to send troops in there to do it. I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know what that would look like. All right. Michael Levine says silver has only lost the last 2 weeks gains at the moment. All right, yes, that's right. Yep, yeah, it's overall silver's doing well overall, but it's getting hit hard tonight. That's right. Yeah, we talked about that earlier actually. But yes, indeed. All right, very good. Let's see what we've got here. We've got Michael VT says better watch oil stocks, gold and silver go down at the market now. Also, I wouldn't want to be in the mining stocks with high oil. Yeah, with the oil is going up. In fact, we'll look at that here in just a moment. And silver prices and gold prices are down at the moment for sure. Psycho Stacker, check the shipping routes. Lots of empty oil tankers seem to be on their way to the USA to purchase oil from America. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a website where you can check that. So that's definitely an option, and that may be very good in the long run. We're going to feel a little pain here, but in the long run, it may be very well, especially what you're saying here. That's good news. All right. And let's see what oil is doing now. Brent crude up $103.29 right now, so up ticked a little bit here. It did peak out at $112 earlier. So it's now climbing back up again, and that's having an effect on precious metals. Now silver down $2.90 right now. So let's get over here, see what we've got with this. 123 cats. Iran has to stop blocking it. Now I'm going to block it because I'm stronger. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And I mentioned it, and I even talked about it in that video. If we have control of the straits, that means that if if we stop at all, we can go in and we can demine it, and we can take out all of the assets that are trying to launch attacks into the strait. Who can be against that? Even if we send troops in there to do it, even if we have to do that, that might be the way to do it. So I think Trump is doing the exact right thing here. I think that's a brilliant move on his part. I think that's I think he's thinking, like I said, he's playing 40 chess on this, no question. At least right now he is. I think he underestimated the effects of the threats against the straits because the insurance companies are so standoffish on it. But anyways, I think he's handling it right now. So we'll see here. All right, Crazy Rabbit. So gold will be dropping, right? Yep. And I mentioned that in the video, and it is dropping. Silver too. Why? Trump will be pissed when he hears Carney's new speech. This ain't looking good up here north. All right, yeah. Well, yeah, I know. But hey, I think this is going to benefit Canadians too when it's all said and done. Let's see. All right, we've got LCP crypto. I'm buying. I hope the war continues, turns into a world war where 8 billion demand silver, any price, and banking goes under. The word credit fiat dies. Well, I don't. I hope the war's not going to continue that much longer. We've taken out so much of their assets. There's only so much they can do at this point, and right now we've neutered them. They can't do anything in the strait because we control it now. We've completely blocked it. So we've neutered any kind of leverage they've got. They've got no leverage at this point. And I think that's another reason why this is a good thing, which means it may not continue much more. All right, so SHKN7UT says this. The least amount of risk is in fiat currency. What good is higher returns on toilet paper paid out more in toilet paper? Well, SH, you're free to hand all your toilet paper to me. There's a PayPal link in all my videos just for people like you. Fiat currency has the least amount of risk because you know what's going to be happening to it month over month. It's going to go down at some level. So anyways, so I know that the official narrative is out there trying to explain a 180-degree turn from what is normal in these situations. Metal should be rising with war. It's not your fault, Sal. I just don't buy it. Trade your toilet paper for gold and silver while you still can. Well, if toilet paper can't buy you gold and silver, but fiat currency can, that means it's got value. And you can protect your gold and silver with your fiat currency if you have enough of it, so that you don't have to sell it at a loss. You don't have to sell it at a loss. But let's see. All right. Anyways, LCP crypto, come $160 silver and $6,000 Dollar gold. Not for a while. Then it's going to be a long time before we see that. All right, let's see here. We're looking at the metals markets again here. And we can see gold is now down $100 again to $4,648.30. Silver is down $2.91, $73.10. Platinum is down 51. Palladium is down 29. So there you go. All right, very good. Okay, let's see here. So there's where we're at with the markets at this point in time. As we peruse our way through more of these comments, we got Royal Head. It's comical that the U.S. is now blocking the strait. The world is laughing at the hypocritical actions of the U.S. I think it's the exact opposite. I think it's a brilliant move. They just completely neutered Iran. The only leverage Iran had was the strait. Now it's completely out of the equation. So again, brilliant move by Trump. There's no question about it. Strategically, he is mastering this situation right now. And honestly, he probably should have done this a while ago, when they first started doing this, enacting those tolls and blowing up those ships. In fact, I think probably if he would have done that at the first missile that hit one of those ships, he should have just blockaded it then. When they were doing that and knowing that they were going to prevent them from happening. So there you go. All right. Let's see here. Avis, Europe is in turmoil. In Ireland, the army is being deployed against the population. Well, I've heard there's some issues with the Irish Republican Army again. I've heard there's something feeling up there, but I don't know. I saw some posts about that some time ago. Fuel prices reach $13.29 per gallon. It makes sense to push things a little further. In Hungary, Orban has most likely lost the election. Now things are getting a bit more turbulent. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, Europe is falling apart, and we need people like Orban in there to prevent this mass migration. That's one of the big problems in Europe right now. England, the United Kingdom, is experiencing horrible, and they're not assimilating. These people are in there. They're causing a lot of problems, and they're preventing free exercise of free speech in the United Kingdom right now. It's horrible. It's absolutely crazy. Doomsayer says, I knew it was going to fail right before it started. They just did look in it for good. Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan. Yep. Yeah, very well could have been. They could have been saying, well, we gave it a chance. And that's the whole reason why the previous negotiations happened. Just to say that we did it. Hey, we gave it the old college try. I mean, we're talking about, they gave peace a chance. They gave negotiations a chance. And it was a master class of graduate school college try. And they really did try to do it. And, there's no reason why Iran should have any nuclear material at all. They don't need it. They have oil. They have a lot of oil. They don't need, so they're doing it specifically for enrichment. And even if they weren't a direct threat, within the next couple of weeks or whatever, we know their intent, and we know that they were rebuilding after the Operation Midnight Hammer. We have satellite imagery that shows that they were rebuilding it. So, and what better way to do it while they were already weakened from those strikes, from the first Israeli strikes, and they're being obstinate. It's like, nope, not happening, not in that theocratic regime. And so that's why that occurred. All right, Bozo Laughing says, I agree with Sal 100%. The war has been a negative for gold and silver as money flowed into oil futures, and this will continue until the war is over. That's right, and that's what's happening right now. In fact, I mentioned this earlier. As oil is up over $103, gold is down almost $100 right now. In fact, they were at parity with each other not long ago, as I mentioned on this channel. So, yeah, that's the world we live in right now. Silver is down 3.57%. And so there it is. $73.31. Yeah. Yeah, the canal. I think you're right. I think the king did. I think I did hear something about that. He was like praising Islam. Yeah, it's just nuts. It's crazy. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Uh, so there we go. All right. Let's see here. Rob Stanhope says thumbs up on this. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. No new wars. As well, this is technically not a war. It's a military operation to wipe it out. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But remember, circumstances have changed, and he's been consistent that if they're pursuing a nuclear weapon, he was not going to let them have a nuclear weapon. That's been his campaign. He's been consistent. That's probably been one of the things he's been more consistent on than anything since he came down those escalator stairs in 2015. That's over 10 years ago. Color by crayon. Sal, you're not taking into account of what countries were using Chinese yuan to complete their transactions. That shows they don't care about U.S. currency, and the petrodollar is dangerous and dangerous near done. The petrodollar is a has-been, and we've talked about that a couple of years ago. There really is no petrodollar anymore. That brings lack of confidence in U.S. dollar. Well, let's keep in mind that even though the oil for this situation being traded in yuan right now, maybe a little bit more, that pales in comparison to all the other transactions that the dollar is a part of. You know, it went from 72% effectiveness or influence in 2002 to 58%. That's still a big drop, but it's still more than half. So, but anyways, and I've talked about that in other videos. But anyways, so I don't see the gold and silver taking that much of a hit. You're going to see stupidity of a magnitude known not to exist. We're not blocking global trade and energy. We are not loved. This nonsense has been out of control. The Ireland situation is one to be watched because of the fire catches. Stay the course and explore. You do that better. Well, color by crayons. Make no mistake. As I mentioned, I've talked about the dollar. I've talked about what's going on, and the world had an opportunity to help us in the strait, and the world and mostly is happy that we're getting rid of this threat because they have been using the strait as a hostage, as I mentioned in the video, for years. So I've talked about that, and I've talked about how they've not helped. The NATO, we may be going out of NATO. NATO may not exist by this time next month even, or in the next couple of weeks, or next couple of months. So there's we're the ones keeping NATO alive. And who cares if the world is pissed? I don't care. I don't think Trump cares because they're getting our money. Trump is, like I said, he is what he's doing now. He is doing a new manifest destiny, not only in this hemisphere, but in terms of how we deal with Europe. Europe has become a cesspool. Sadly, it's from all these migrants and stuff coming in there and causing a lot of problems, and Sharia law taking root. No-go zones that have been in France for literally over a decade. These no-go zones have been there. It's been bad, and feckless leaders throughout much of Europe, sadly, except for Orban and maybe the president of Poland. Poland is doing good. Hungary, that's pretty much about it. Honestly, it's insanity. So yes, I am taking it into account, and yep, and I've talked about that color by crayon. So I'm staying the course, and when I'm talking about geopolitical events, you got to watch a couple of videos. I'm not going to cover everything in every single video, but make no mistake, we're keeping track of it all here on this channel. And as you can see here, the markets are reacting, and you were wrong. Gold is down a pretty good clip because of what happened here, and so is silver. And by the way, usually that means the dollar is going to be strengthened. And you think about it, compared to the other currencies out there, even though it's only at 58%, it's still a whole lot stronger than these other currencies out there. Still not showing any numbers for the dollar yet, but the dollar strength is going to increase. It's going to increase for sure. All right. Michael K. All will go up in price except for PMs right now, but the world is a strange place, and strange things happen. Rock on. Thank you, my friend. You're right, Michael K. And let's refresh this and take a look here and see what we've got through these markets as they move. We can see silver up $2 or down $2.57, down 3.4%, 73.44. And yeah, Bill, I mentioned that in the video. The reason why they're going down is because people are running to the safety of cash, and they're speculating in oil right now. I guarantee you that when Trump made that mistake, anybody that was doing trades on the stock market, whatever, they could not wait for the oil market to open so they could put money in it, or they could put money in the futures or whatever, because they know they're going to make out big time because of this. And they're also going into cash. And yeah, so people who trash the dollar, I'm sorry, the dollar is very powerful. There's no denying it. Because if it wasn't, you'd all be donating to my channel. But anyways, but I'm just saying. Anyways, but let's see here. All right. Let's see here. But good to see you guys as we watch these markets move here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's peruse our way through here. Greetings to you, Doc. And by the way, I thought we were going to have a bigger crowd here tonight, so that's why I put the slow mode. I'm going to take that off now. I'm going to remove slow mode. Let me see if that pops. There we go. So, sorry about that. I was thinking we might get a bigger crowd here tonight. That did not happen. So that's the situation we find ourselves in right now. The Canal, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the $1 super chat. Thank you, sir. So there's where we're at here. Let's get down here, see what a few more comments here. Trump is now a pirate. Yeah, well, I tell you, he's they're paying policeman there, but yeah. John Drum 1076 says here, bad call, straight up, down $104, 3.5%. Nobody owns a crystal ball in a controlled market. By the way, gold went down the day that the U.S. attacked Iran, the day it tried to protect the dollar. The underwriter of an international trade, gold is painted on the tape to prove its worthlessness compared to the dollar. Well, John Gunn Dunn, how is it a bad call? It is up. It is down now. It is down. Bad call straight up. It's down $104, 3.5%. That's exactly what I predicted. Did you listen to anything I said in the video, John? I said it would go down, and it went down. So, anyways, yeah, some people, they don't listen to what I say. I don't know, but it's just crazy. Jason's Hosworth says, what a joke Trump and his administration are. Well, I think you might be laughing last when he's got the last laugh. I think he did a smart move here. Mr. Patrick, I thought he wanted it open. This is ridiculous. Three-ring circus. No, 4D chess. He's taken away all of their leverage. And actually, honestly, and if you just think it through in your head a little bit, it's really not even 3D chess. Honestly, it's just a good game of checkers, you know. And I'm not very good at checkers either, but even I can see that it's a brilliant move. You've just taken away all of their leverage, every single bit of it, which that was all they had. But anyways, all right, let's see here. Lacey Downing Jr. says, diesel prices are never coming down now. Yeah, hopefully they will, but yeah, they really do go up like crazy. Veteran says here on this video, if gold resets to $50,000 an ounce, would local coin shops buy a gold eagle at that price, knowing they can't sell it to a paycheck Joe average who simply can't afford each coin? How would we sell our coins? Yeah, that's a good question. As if everything else stays the same, and if it resets to that, well, likely everything else will be reset along with it. In other words, eggs would be, $700 a dozen, that type of thing. That would be the only way that would work. It would be the only way that would work. All right. Tell 807. what does this have to do with metals? Well, all you got to do is watch and listen to the video to find out. It's really that simple because I talk about precious metals all throughout the video. You just didn't watch or you didn't pay attention. I'm not sure, but anyways. Let's see here. Here be civilization. Trump is a geopolitical and strategic genius, a modern Napoleon. Well, I got to give it to him. I think he was pretty smart on this move. I really do. Although I do think, in fairness, that he underestimated the effects of the threats and the couple of attacks that Iran placed on the strait, because the shipping industry and the insurance companies wimped out big time on it. And that's all that Iran had to do. So he underestimated that, but he more than made up for it with this move. Honestly, I think this move should have been done before any ceasefire. I think he should have just said, we're going to close the strait, and we're going to continue to just take out any kind of missile defense capabilities, any ability us all to wage war in any shape, manner, or form, and we're going to continue to take out your leadership until you just give up. And we can keep bombing. Well, and the thing is, though, he is running out of time, too, right? So he had 60 days before he has to get Congress authorization, although he can extend it for 30 more days, from what I understand, without a congressional authorization. So I think he's under the clock here. I think that's one of the reasons why he did this as well. Spickily Belake says here, DOD was changed to DOW. It was a DOW before World War II. Yep, that's right. Yep, Department of War. Yep. And we've got this from D-Man Biggie. Seems that the strait was open before this war. If only we knew who started the war every single time. Well, it was open, but it was open at the discretion of Iran, which always held it hostage for any shipping, for any reason whatsoever. It was never totally free before, and now obviously it is, and they always used it as a leverage point for anything that they were doing at that point in time. So that's the thing. And also, D-Man, guess what was also happening before the war? Iran was pursuing a nuclear weapon. Now they're not. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at the markets again here. We can see the metals are stabilizing at this point because it's still going to be a while before we see the next phase of openings of the Asian markets. Silver down 3.33%, down $2.52 to 73.49. Gold down 1.94%, down now down $91.30 to $4,640 and $57.90. So there it is. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's pretty funny. Silver heist. Federal judge orders Trump to open the Strait of Hormuz from the Babylon Bee. That's funny. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Let's see here. TQ8E says this. A country's wealth doesn't come from gold, but from the ability to produce the goods and services people need. It went from using gold as money, and all the gold was in Fort Knox would quickly run out when trying to pay for imports. Yes, well, and that's true. It does really come from the goods and services that they provide, but gold is a good savings account for countries. That's why they stockpile them, and that's precisely why we have them and we haven't sold them. All right. And we've got Mick and Lear Gray, if I'm pronouncing that right, says here, if I were Iran entertaining America's offer, I'd tell us to get effed too. There was never going to be a serious attempt at peace, just a pause to rearm and manipulate the markets. Well, we don't need to pause to rearm. They may need to pause to rearm, but what are they going to rearm from? We've taken out a lot of their weapon stockpiles. I guess they can kind of reconvene, but they're pretty much defeated right now, mostly. Obviously, there are exceptions, like when they shot down some of our aircraft. Those are shoulder fire missiles. We're not going to get all of those at one time. but we can find a lot of that stuff, and we can surveil and the like. But the thing is now they can't tell us to get effed, Michael. They cannot tell us to get effed at all because they have no leverage. Straits are closed by us this time. I thought we destroyed Iran's nuclear program last June, totally obliterated it. Trump told us he would never lie to Americans, right? Well, here's what happened. They took out the ability for them to pursue further their nuclear program into ballistic metals, ballistic missile to launch, as well as further enrichment from those places that we hit. But they were actively pursuing since then, and they could have produced enough to create a dirty bomb, which doesn't need a ballistic missile, and if you can get past some of the radiation detectors, it could be put in a suitcase and brought over. And J.D. Vance alluded to that in his speech. He talked about it as putting it inside of your coat, jacket, whatever. But nonetheless, that is something that could happen if they got if they upgraded the weapons from 60% upward. So their program was pretty obliterated, but they're rebuilding it pretty quickly as far as to get certain grades of their program in place. And they would have been desperate to do so, especially after what happened last June. So they would be more inclined to do that, considering. So this is why it happened. All right. Rika Kuhn says, classic naval maneuver. Beautiful. There we go. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And Grey Wolf says, Iran dreams in color, to quote FDR. He says here, they will be taught a lesson that they and the world will never forget. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. Iran is being taught that lesson right now by the United States. All right. Let's see here. And we've got here the markets moving. We've got gold down $2.55, down 3.36%, staying pretty stable in this area for most of the evening here. I think likely that will be the case as long as oil doesn't move a whole lot from here. Gold down 1.92%, down $91.10. Platinum getting hit, down $45, 2.2%, just barely below $2,000 in the bid price. Palladium down $25 tonight. So there it is. All right. In fact, what is oil doing right now? It's at 103.36, so pretty much staying here. Let me refresh this and see. Oh, it's actually down now. Look at that. Oh, now it's back up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it glitched there for a moment, but there's what we're looking at there. And again, we got 10 minutes left before. We might wait 10 minutes and see what happens when with three other places the markets are going to open up. They are going to open up in Melbourne, Australia, Tokyo, Japan, and Seoul, South Korea. And they will open up, and when they do, it'll be very interesting to see the volume and where silver goes from here. I think we may continue to see it trade range-bound in this area right now. Range-bound meaning what it has done tonight, because oil is not moving much more, but of course oil will be traded in those markets too. And they very well likely could go up. People may start buying it, and it would go up, and therefore gold and silver will go down even more. We'll see in about 10 minutes. We'll watch it carefully here. And let's see here. We've got this. Silver is falling like a rock. Yep, it hit hard tonight. Donald, we're here watching it right now. Hopefully Donald will join us in here. We're talking about it here at this moment in time. As expected, prices get Jude again. They're down. They are down indeed. Hobo Bill says here, he says, wait. Now the United States is blocking the straits instead of Iran. Yep, that's what's happening. Turn around. Yep, it's a bit of a turnaround. That's exactly right. And let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see here. Silver Cobra says, silver and gold, run, baby, run. Run, run. And they are running down. Running down a dream, they are. Ridgy Ridge Dude says, something doesn't feel right. Can you feel it too? All right, I feel it. We'll feel it. We'll see what happens here tonight. I'm watching these markets move in real time. And as you can see, with less than 10 minutes left before the markets open up in 3 different places, this could be a doozy here tonight. And we could see the numbers move dramatically down even more. Oil as well. We'll watch here in a few minutes. We'll keep an eye on it and see. As I go through the war years here. Silver down 2.91%. Now $2.20 to 73.81. So it's picking up a little bit here at below 3%. That's that's somewhat encouraging, I guess. Gold down 1.74%, down $82.80. Let's take a look at the volume here for the next wave opens up. Look at that. Very thin trading and popping up here. Going green here for silver. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? A lot of buying happening. People seeing opportunity. And it may be one of those things where it may be a little bit of a pump and dump little thing happening right before the markets open up in those 3 cities. In Melbourne, Australia, Tokyo, and also Seoul. We're looking at it right now. We have less than 10 minutes left before the next wave of markets opening up. And as we watch these numbers here, we're looking at 6 minutes and 55 seconds before we see these 3 cities, Melbourne, Australia, Tokyo, Japan, and Seoul, South Korea. These others will not open until Taiwan may open. I'm not sure. I'm not going to click on that and see here. But now let's see what Taiwan's got happening here. Yeah, that's another hour away. So I think that is going to open the next wave. But yeah, so there it is. So we'll keep an eye on this as we watch. And oil, Brent crude is still above 103, but silver and gold, silver especially here, is there's been people buying in. And yes, and that's right. James Unleashed, Rocky will be live streaming here tonight. We're going to stay up a little past 8 here, a little bit of an overlap, but I hope you will go check out Rocky Superstars live stream after I'm done here. But we just want to see what the markets do and when they overlap here. So as we get back into the post-bellum period. And yes, indeed, very good. Tucson Bubba, thank you so much. He says here, I just flew in from New York, and boy, are my arms tired. Wow. Where it was cold, now it's coming back into the warmth of Tucson, Arizona. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that, Tucson Bubba. You are the man I slurp in your honor. We're almost here. I hope you rest up your arms. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that so much. Very kind of you indeed. And Tucson Bubba again. There's arms tired. Okay, well, there's that twice. Was that a glitch on our part, or was that twice? All right, thank you so much again. Well, thank you, my friend. I think that was a glitch, but let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Okay, take care, Bozo. Thanks for popping in tonight, Bozo. Let's see here. And let's see here. Let's refresh these comments, see what we've had pop in over the last couple of minutes here. We've got this. $10 a gallon gas is going to be fun. I don't think it's going to get that bad. And that would be obviously undoable. All right. Mo says, what a sad country Iran is. If you're a citizen, you can't even do a peaceful protest. That's for sure. And people are defending Iran, which is insane to defend Iran in this. David Dakey, in terms of ounces, not dollars, you will still have the same amount of ounces. That's exactly right. You sure will. Paulo Sanso says here the following. I finished my experiment in converting crypto gold into physical. It was a pain in the backside, but I'll have a nice Aussie coin to look forward to and holding in the flesh. Well, congratulations. Nothing like holding physical gold in your hand. Nothing like it at all. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's slurp away. We got our chaser in there now. So we're all good to go. Jamie, never wanted truce is real, is just continuing, always do. Bomb civilians and first responders. Silver gaps down 3 to 5. Not okay, because Jamie's pro Iran, apparently, because he's blaming us for targeting civilians and first responders. Crazy, crazy. Well, I support the United States of America. Let's see here. All right. The GCC countries probably selling gold like Turkey because they have to finance the governments of their people, and they're not selling oil and gas right now. I wrote the Strait of Hormuz will become a toll road, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's a territorial water of Iran and Oman, 23 miles and 12-mile territorial for each side. Turkey charges for the Bosphorus, and so does the U.S. and Canada for the St. Lawrence River, and there's more like this around the world. So get used to it. There's no more free ride because Iran was a colony for a long time, and it was nice of them to not charge a fee. Well, they lost any right they had to charge anything or to control anything, honestly, in those waters. And there may be some dispute about that according to international law. From what I understand, international law does not allow them to do that for that region, even though they own the territory. I believe on both sides of the strait. I think they do. It does. When they support terrorism, they lose all their rights to control international shipping. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, and the way it should be. But I appreciate the comment, but I just disagree with it. They've lost their right when they support the slaughter of, and literally with financial support, the slaughter of over 1,200 Jews in Israel. They've lost all that right. And honestly, I think that with Israel attacking them, that was essentially their really response to that attack, because everybody knows that Iran was ahead of the snake for all of these years. They have killed almost 1,000 Americans since 1979. Almost 1,000 Americans since 1979, and to me, that's a war crime. So very good. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. It is almost 8 o'clock, and we see some consolidation here, and we're gonna look at that a little bit more. But let's go back over here. We've got John Morgan. Can't wait to back up the truck. There we go. They're down tonight. I think it provides an opportunity. Wait, no expletives in Trump's post. Are you sure it's him? Yes, indeed. I know yet. Well, I don't like that he swears either in the post. But anyway, of course, Jamie didn't watch the video. He never watches the video. He's admitted that he makes comments without watching the videos. All he does is this anti-Trump stuff, which is crazy. And there he is here now. So, very good. All right. But he's admitted in a post that he doesn't watch the videos. He's got TDS to the core. And Michael Breen says silver will go down, then it will go up. After a while, it will go down again, and then will go, which I correct was before. Don't take this as financial advice. Well, I'm right now, Michael. What happened today? And turns out I was right. But I always say don't take this as financial advice. But you're, of course, mischaracterizing what I said. And this video is very specific. That's right. There you go. That's right, Ukbeg exactly right. Very true. Yep. I'm going to pin that comment. Exactly. Ignorance is bliss. Exactly right. Uncompromised one. Sell most of your gold and silver. Buy it back at 20% off. Yeah, some have done that. I talked about what a central bank doing that actually as well. All right, it's 8 o'clock, but it takes a little bit. It takes about 2 minutes to propagate over here on Kitco. We're going to watch that volume here in just a moment. Okay. Let's see here. Willa says the terrorist regime only uses ceasefires to regroup and rearm. This is what they've been doing every time the last 50 years. That's true, but they're not going to have a lot of time to do that. That's why it's 2 weeks. And they've got to be able to do that. And, of course, the nature of that will prevent them from it according to the terms of what the negotiations are going to be. All right, let's see here. And we've got this from Texas Palladium. And then we'll look at the markets again, see what that volume looks like. I would expect the United States to be fine and pure, a gold to be fine and pure. But from these conditions that I'm hearing, this is something I would expect from Mexico or some other country. It doesn't matter what the United States excuse is for not having legitimate pure gold. It's simply just sorry business practices, plain and simple. And I state that as a proud American. Yep, I agree. They should have been doing this a long time ago. They handled it very poorly, for sure. Yes, indeed. And let's see here. We have got this from Twice down here in Main Street, USA. It really doesn't matter what is causing inflation. The thing that matters is that there is inflation in everything but our wages. Yes. Well, prices are going up, but there's a difference here. But anyways, all right. Gold down 1.7%. Silver down $2.17, down 2.86%. So they're not really showing much more decreases right now. Volume here is picked up mostly to the selling, so maybe we're going to see it here reflect in a moment. Oil staying right around $103.30 some odd cents. Right now, very little movement at all. In fact, honestly, this time frame, I wonder if we can set this time, and this must be, okay, here we go. It's almost like it's stuck right here. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Anyways, let's see here. There's where that is. Watching these markets. Couple of minutes in. Flatlining right here. Not much activity though. A little bit of a downward movement here, but not by a whole lot. So, yeah. See how this plays out. There it is. Markets reflecting, and what we're looking at here right now is exactly here. Opening up of the markets there. So we've got, let me pull this out. That's an hour before they open up. Okay, it looks like, yep, as I mentioned, 3. Melbourne, Tokyo, and Seoul, Korea, South Korea. That is what is open right now. All right. And as you can see, a little bit of a pickup in volume, but not a whole lot, honestly, here. Not a whole lot going on there. All right, we've got NB Maritimer. If all the gold that the U.S. owns was made into modern standard gold bars, how many ounces would they end up with? The same amount of ounces that they have now. The way they measure it is in purity. They do the math on it. So we own 8,133 tons of pure gold. So it weighs it weighs more than that by about 10%. All right, very good. Let's see here. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Jay Monlease, for reminding folks to check out the links in the description of the videos. It means a lot, especially if you want to get one of those pocket pingers. There's an affiliate link there. There's a PayPal link and a link to Summit Metals as well. Thank you, JM, for reminding folks. We've got Mike DeMonte, 7988, with this says the following. Summit Metals is delivering my gold in 3 weeks from the time I ordered. Send a check, and it's on its way to me by Monday. All of this in less than a month. Good job, Summit Metals. We'll let you know how good they look on Monday. Thank you. And thank you for understanding, Mike, because, yes, if you pay by check, it does take a while. It takes about a week to almost a week and a half to clear. And then we've got to process the order and then ship it out. So that's awesome. Thank you, Mike. Hope you will be happy with your purchase there and it arrives safe and everything. All right. All this is absolutely terrifying. It really is where things could go in the future. You're right with the when we talked about them with AI. Lone Patriot 69er says this. Yeah, you're going to be completely wrong about what you said. Gold and silver are going up tonight. Fear is driving the markets. Currency collapsing. It's okay. Thought can't be right or wrong all the time. That's true, Lone Patriot. However, it looks like I was right tonight. So I hope you will come back and respond to this. But yep, I'm wrong as well. But I was right tonight, and as you can see, the metals are down. Although honestly, I thought that with the other markets opening up, we would have seen them fall a little bit more, but that is not the case. They're holding on to support at this level, mainly because oil is just kind of just hovering right here. I don't know if it's oil markets or what's going on with that. It's closed or what have you. I don't know. This crude oil was showing. Okay, here we go. Crude oil. This is it. Crude oil is up $1.04. Brent crude is up to it's up 8.56. That's kind of weird. And 103.29. Okay, so there you go. There's $1 difference between the two. And it's not showing on the Kitco app yet. There you go. All right. Let's see here. So then they're just kind of hovering in place right now. All right, let's see here. We got Red Crawler. This up and down is a great stock market manipulation if you know the right timing and the side of the trade. That's right. True that. You're right about that. Paula Sasso says, we're going to see all red in stocks and metals tomorrow. That's right. We're seeing them happen tonight right now, actually. Buying opportunity incoming. True that. Buying opportunity is here indeed. Exactly right about that. ML Baker 40 says this. The dollar is losing purchasing power by the second. So what if the prices go down for a few days? It's an opportunity to get rid of decaying paper currency in exchange for valuable utilitarian assets. That's true. It's the way to look at it in the long term. That's exactly a good way to look at it for sure. It is a decaying value. All right, let's see here. All right, yeah, my PRT Trump 2207. Thank you for popping in tonight. I think that was probably, who was it that did that channel gift membership tonight? Let me see if I can find it here. It was the Canal that sent Files to Elevate Metal gift memberships tonight. So yes, indeed. Glad you came in and saw that. That will last you 30 days, and you have access to this emoticons. And if you want to extend it after that, you can on your own. So thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in tonight. And we've got Hard Boiled 7704 says silver is going to pop in 6 months. Think about it, Sal. They're literally looting the strategic oil reserves right now, pumping out our emergency reserves and flooding the global markets in an attempt to kick the can down the road to push back the dollar crisis a few more weeks. They're bankrupting the nation, and just like clockwork, they have picked the petrodollar over real protectionism that Trump admin claimed was their priority. Well, we're getting a lot of oil from Venezuela. We're getting deals with Venezuela. And so I don't know how much we've taken out of the strategic reserves, but it's not been as much to really have that much of an impact on prices yet, obviously. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think that all that is being considered and being dealt with and thought through. But see, well, it could be right. All right. Let's see. Very good. Oh, man. Well, thank you, Martinko. I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your faith and confidence in me very much. And very good information. Thank you, Leo Vierner. I really appreciate that so much for watching. Now we've caught up in the comments. Let's take a look at the markets again here. And so far, even though they're still down, the metals have not fallen much more from before. In fact, they've really kind of recouped some of the losses now. Silver down 2.78%, down $2.11, but nearing $74 an ounce again. So there it is. All right. And we've got gold down $77, now down $80.70, 1.7% drop to $4,660.50 there. So that's what we're looking at right here with the markets. And they're continuing to kind of show some weakness here. And Brent crude is down to, or up 103.08, and just crude oil is 104. We're looking at that right now, and we'll watch this, see what happens there, and we'll watch these things. Let's take a look at the volume of trading going on, and it has picked up, but it's kind of but still trading just right around this area, with attempts to kind of pop out a little bit twice tonight. One right before the markets open, and right now we're seeing it. But it's still showing a little bit of weakness, some selling pressure going on right here. So we'll see how this plays out. We will see how this plays out. All right. But still down here tonight. All right. Let's see here. So there it is. Now it's back over $74 in the bid price. So interesting. So who knows? As more markets open up, even though oil prices are going up, they're recapturing some of its losses, which is a possibility. So we know it turns out that maybe I could be wrong by tomorrow morning if this trend continues. And also I could be wrong if there's a deal reached. In other words, if Iran capitulates from this latest action and they want to come right back to the negotiating table again because they've lost all the leverage, then boom, it very well could be that this thing ends quickly, and then oil, gold, silver prices go up big time. We'll see here. Okay, well, thank you, Ugbegdig Young. I really appreciate that. Wait, I gotta make sure I pronounce that right. It's Ukbe Nigyen. Nguyen, right? Nguyen. I remember you told me that last time how to pronounce it, but thank you so much. I appreciate that too, Spot. Very kind of you. Martinko, when are you going to put your face on a coin? Oh man, no, you don't want that. You definitely don't want that. That's for sure. But I do have a fist on a coin. It's a diamond fist round if you're interested in one of those. That's over at Summit Metals. It's the channel. It's a new channel round. If you type in fist or click on the link in the description of this video, you can see it there. And the price is down a little bit because of price of silver. So there that is. But yes, indeed. But thank you. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Look at that. Okay. So now it's pushing silver down $2.07. So there's a little bit of pressure on it. It's back below $74 again. Gold down $77.20. Platinum down 32. Palladium down 14. So they're kind of floating along with each other to a degree. Yes, and new yen. That's it. New yen. I got to remember that. New yen. Thank you. That G throws me off, but I know that's not how it's pronounced. But thank you. New yen. Thank you, sir. All right. Ram 2404. I'd love to buy one of your custom silver coins, but sadly all the PM companies charge crazy shipping rates to Canada. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, that does suck, and I hate that. Wish there was a better way to get them up there, but thank you. Yeah. I wish I could work out a contact in Canada as well as in Europe that would buy a bunch of them and then sell them there, but then they would have to pay the shipping too. All right. Very new yen is phonetically hard to pronounce. So even when I say new yen, that's probably not exactly right. It's probably new yen or something. I don't know. I don't know how the phonetic is, but thank you for your grace on that. I appreciate that. New yen. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything that's popped up here on this side. Nope. And let's take a look at the volume again here quickly. I think we're not going to see a whole lot of much more activity here as it's stair-stepping up though, and oil is kind of coming down just ever so slightly for the Brent crude. So yeah, and whereas crude oil is up, so we'll see how that plays out. But there we are. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. My guess is probably we're going to see a little bit more consolidation tonight. Prices may even out, but we'll find out. We've got silver down $1.92 to $74.10 right now. Gold down $75.60, but it is down. but we'll see how long this lasts. There could be some news breaking that is affecting these metals as well, and oil. Things are changing on a dime, and it's a brand new 2026 emerging Liberty dime that they're twisting on too, which I have in my hands right now. Very cool. All right. Well, folks, you guys have been great. We had a good time tonight, and I really do appreciate you all being here. And it means a lot to me that you take your time out of your Sunday night to be here, to join us here. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And if you haven't watched the videos I posted today, I hope you will take the time to do that. You guys are amazing. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and check out Rocky Superstar's live stream. He is streaming right now. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Keep your feet on the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Have a good night, all. Take care. See ya.